In 1985, Coca Cola made a bold move that would go down in history as one of the most notorious mistakes in the business world. The company decided to change the formula of its flagship product and introduce a new version called New Coke. The goal was to compete more effectively with rival Pepsi, but the result was disastrous. In this video, we'll explore the history of the New Coke fiasco, analyzing the factors that led to its failure and the lessons that businesses can learn from this cautionary tale. The story of New Coke begins in the 1970s and 80s, when Coca Cola was losing market share to Pepsi. Despite efforts to rebrand and update its image, Coca Cola was seen as old-fashioned and out of touch by many younger consumers. In 1985, the company decided to take drastic action and launch a new version of its famous drink. The new formula was sweeter and smoother than the original, with less of the bitter flavor that some consumers found unappealing. Coca Cola launched a massive advertising campaign to promote New Coke, with commercials featuring celebrities like Bill Cosby and Paula Abdul. The company even held taste tests, in which consumers overwhelmingly preferred the new formula to the original. But when New Coke hit store shelves, the public reaction was very different. Consumers were outraged by the change, with many describing it as a betrayal of the classic drink they had grown up with. Some fans even started hoarding cases of original Coke, leading to shortages in some areas. Sales of New Coke were disappointing, and the negative publicity surrounding the change overshadowed any positive benefits that might have been gained. So what went wrong? There were several factors that contributed to the failure of New Coke. One was the emotional attachment that many consumers had to the original formula. Coca-Cola had underestimated the strength of this attachment, and the public backlash caught the company by surprise. Another factor was the way that the taste tests were conducted. While consumers might have preferred the sweeter taste of New Coke in a small sample, they didn't necessarily want to drink an entire can or bottle of it. The new formula was also more similar to Pepsi, which may have made it less distinctive and appealing to some consumers. In the wake of the New Coke fiasco, Coca-Cola was forced to make a difficult decision. The company could either stick with the new formula and risk further damage to its reputation, or it could admit its mistake and bring back the original formula. In the end, Coca-Cola decided to do the latter, reintroducing the original formula as Coca-Cola Classic. Sales quickly rebounded, and the company was able to salvage its brand and reputation. So what can businesses learn from the New Coke fiasco? One lesson is the importance of understanding and respecting consumer preferences. Companies should never take their customers for granted or assume that they know what they want. Another lesson is the need to test new products and strategies thoroughly before launching them on a large scale. Had Coca-Cola conducted more extensive research on New Coke, it might have avoided the backlash that ensued. In conclusion, the New Coke fiasco of 1985 is a cautionary tale for businesses everywhere. It shows the dangers of underestimating consumer preferences and the importance of thorough research and testing. While the launch of New Coke was a major mistake,